Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And Monkey Senior.
Yo.
This is week 3 of Risk of Rain. I did a lot of stuff in this game this week, but I'm really interested to hear what Moonpeer has to say. Based on the last two, we've had a lot of friction with the game the last 2 weeks that have been out of your control, I would say.
Out of my control because the game fails to communicate. I agree with that.
Correct. Yes.
So I started playing it on easy. Literally the second we were finished with the show last week, I was like, nice.
Fired up a game.
I'm going to do a couple of runs on easy and see how it goes.
Yeah.
1 run, 2 unlocks. 2 character unlocks.
Yep, there we go.
Nice. So 100% it definitely does it. And you guys were my witness. You saw that menu on the screen and it says nothing unlocked. It does, progress is not saved on this difficulty.
Yeah, progress is not saved, which was funny. I was talking to TVGP alumnus, we'll get into that here in a minute, the Hannah, and I mentioned that to him and he goes, but that's a lie? It's like, right, yeah. Right, like, yes. I don't know why Risk of Rain's lying to you, but it was.
If you have a controller plugged in and you don't have your keyboard plugged in on Steam, is it Steambox? Steam Link. When you try and launch the game, it says this game needs a keyboard because it doesn't support controller.
Right.
But then you can load it up and it supports a controller.
Just
reiterating the point here.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain lies.
Yeah. That's right.
So yeah,
they probably updated everything and just didn't update like the text logs and stuff.
Yeah, the backend and stuff like that.
We can't be bothered to do this.
Yeah, they were too busy working on Risk of Rain too.
Yes. So yes, I unlocked the weird lizard, Poison Dude, who is very difficult to play as.
Oh, Acrid?
Yes.
Yes.
He's on the chains like this.
Yeah, he has the chain. Yeah, super cool.
Yes, he's very difficult to play as if you're used to playing as the Enforcer because he doesn't dodge. He's all about DOT. Sorry, I'm getting my WoW terminology back again here.
Yep, many dots.
Yes, many dots. Did a couple of runs as him, and not a huge fan of him. I did unlock the Enforcer.
Yes, Enforcer's real good.
I really like the Enforcer.
Yeah.
I like them.
I also unlocked the Spike Strip, but I don't know what it does.
Yeah, have you picked up Spike Strip?
No.
Okay, so
I did his prerequisite was to absorb a certain amount of damage with his shield, and then it says you unlocked Spike Strip, but I don't know if that's a character upgrade or if that's a item.
So all unlocks are pickable items. There are no character upgrades.
Okay, so it doesn't actually. So this isn't like Isaac, where suddenly he starts with the D6. This is a case
correct.
Of, right. Now the Spike Strip will occur in the world. Will it occur with other characters or only with him?
Everybody.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, that's fine. Then I don't have to worry too much about going ridiculous and trying to unlock everything with everybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And a couple of good runs. Still struggling. Every time I get to level 3, I was struggling. I was like, I don't know what it was. I just wasn't finding the right items. I wasn't, just having rough runs.
I think the 3rd level is a real difficulty spike because either you get that magma area that is really tough because it's very vertical,
so hard,
or you get the snowy area which is really tough because you get the machines and the claymen, both of which are really terrible.
Yes. And the stupid things that fire lasers and missiles at you and things like that too on those levels.
I hate those like red missiles. They do way too much damage, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Tone that down.
The homing ones, right? Too.
Yeah, they're so mean.
So I decided when I got home from work today, I was like, okay, gonna do some We Roguelike It, do some recording. So I thought I'm gonna kick up the game, play a couple of runs.
Sure.
I've got 45 minutes until the show starts.
Got plenty of time.
That's enough time for me to die 5 or 6 times.
Right.
I just beat stage 3.
Great.
Nice.
I have the game paused, minimized right now, waiting for me to go back to it because I literally just beat stage 3 with a ridiculous loadout. Like, I didn't know this, but the items go to the second half of the screen when you get too many of them.
Yes.
I'm at that point, and I was at that point before I even got to stage 3.
Great.
And I just beat the Colossus and picked up something that's like a cannon, and it makes every single one of my attacks explode. So now I'm just outputting poop tons of damage. It's like, okay, I'm on a good run. Oh, wait, the show's starting in literally 2 minutes. I better
Yeah.
run upstairs as quick as I can and get ready.
So is the fourth stage the temple?
I don't know. I haven't even hit the teleporter yet. I paused the game.
Oh, okay. So,
I believe it is.
yeah, I think it is. So, fair warning. When you finish
Don't say that.
when you finish the temple, you need to know this because it's going to ruin a run if you don't.
Okay.
When you finish the temple, the teleporter is going to look different. Instead of having like 2 hooks, it's going to have like 6 hooks. So you know it's a very different teleporter.
Okay.
If you hit the same button that you've hit before to go to the next level,
Okay, so this takes me to the last level then.
right. But if you hit the normal button you've been using to go to the next level, it starts the run over. So you can farm a run if you're really, really strong. You can keep looping through the game as much as you want.
Okay.
You can do that if you want, but don't freak out if you hit that button and you go back to like the sandy shores and you're like, what happened? And there's a different button you have to hit. It'll show both of them if you want to go to the final level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, note to self, take that into account.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I also just unlocked a new character. I don't know who. A pod appeared and it showed this little robot guy and it said, this guy's being unlocked, but
Yeah.
I haven't
Okay.
ended my run, so I don't know who he is or what he does.
Yeah. That's cool. Are you feeling better about Risk of Rain
Yes.
now that you're progressing?
1000%. It's two
Yeah.
things. I'm making progression.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
I am unlocking things,
Yeah.
and I have learned that the game lies.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
the 3 things that have made me start to actually enjoy this game now. Is like,
Yep.
I don't have to play it on the kick you in the teeth difficulty to actually make
Right.
progress.
One Risk of Rain always lies, one always tells the truth.
Yeah. Risk of Rain 2 is the one that tells the truth, apparently.
Yeah. There are 2 wolves inside of you. Yeah. Anything else from your explorations into space? This space delivery, the prequel to Death Stranding.
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I've picked up a whole bunch of items. Like, I'm pretty sure my item unlock screen is going to be ridiculous now because
Yeah.
I think on this run alone, I've picked up like 5 or 6 different things which I haven't really picked up before. And I
Nice.
picked up my favorite usable item ever. And if I see it, I'm always going to get it now. And that is the key.
Yes,
Because
the key
it's
is very strong.
So ridiculous.
So there's a really good unlockable you can get. There's on the temple level and sometimes on the very last level, there's a gold chest. And like a lot of the chests are going to cost like 200 to 400. This thing's going to cost like 6,000.
Jeez.
If you unlock that with the key, you get a really good active item unlocked.
Okay.
That basically, that active item will spawn chests for you.
Wow.
And it's real good.
So it breaks the game, basically, is what you're saying.
Well, you still have to pay for the chests, but yeah, it breaks the game.
Yeah.
All right, Monkey, what about you for this past week?
So I didn't get to play too much, but I did play a little bit. I don't remember that last week. I unlocked 3 of the characters, but
Yeah, I believe it was the Enforcer Huntress, I believe, and somebody else.
well, I completed it with the Huntress, and then I unlocked 3 additional characters.
Come on.
Oh, right.
So,
Right. Pentos!
So this week, due to personal issues, I didn't really feel the need or want to play any of the other characters. So I went back to the Commando and the Enforcer. And remember when I said the Huntress feels like the Azazel of this game?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when you first played Azazel and Isaac, and then went back to one of the other characters, and then you just feel, so weak.
Yeah, it's
just
like, God, they take like 10 shots. Ugh.
Yeah, that's how I felt this week for the game, because I didn't play the Huntress this week. So yeah, just playing them was just like, I can't get a run together. I can't play these other people anymore.
Yeah.
But hopefully that wears off soon.
It's kind of like doing that whole thing where you're driving in Burnout game or whatever, and then you get into an actual car and realize that you're going 80 mile an hour in a 40. And it's like,
Right.
oops,
Yeah.
I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much progress. I don't think I unlocked any new things. I just
Good.
was just bashing my head against it.
give Moon a chance to catch up. I had a pretty killer week this week. I had one run. It was my first run that I did this week. Went really, really well. I typically play on normal because I only have like 4 items left to get unlocked. That bit me. So I had an incredibly strong run. I had one of those where like the 3 rows of items are filled and I'm filling rows underneath that. Like my items are going off of the screen. Like I have most everything in the game, and I've got there's an item I forgot I unlocked that it's like a drone manual or something. You pick it up, it puts rocket pods on every one of your drones, so they are shooting heat-seeking missiles and the arcing lobbing ones. I had 10 drones.
Oh, it's just the screenshot I saw where it was like, this run should go well.
Yeah, like that was famous last words, because the final level started spawning scavengers. Scavengers in Risk of Rain are horrible because they have your loadout.
Oh,
I got destroyed. And I think it's because I was over 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's why it started pushing me by spawning scavengers. I got destroyed super quickly, and I was so salty about that.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, because I was like, there are like 2 blast doors before the final boss that you have to open. I was at the second one, and I got destroyed there. And I was like, I could have beaten the final boss so easily. So naturally, I decided to try to play on the hardest difficulty, Monsoon.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm. Who are you? Are you Moon all of a sudden? Did you switch places?
It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, no matter what character I pick, it's so hard. And it is so dependent on your first couple of items that you pick up in a way that feels very punishing. There is one unlock in the game that's hidden behind completing a Monsoon run with the Enforcer, which would probably be the class I would choose anyway.
Oh, the guy who can defend himself.
Yeah, but that's really frustrating. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I totally forgot. I did unlock an artifact this week as well.
Yeah.
I fell down a hole.
Yes.
And that hole led me to a platforming section. And that platforming section led me to an artifact. I was like, I don't know what this is, but sure.
Yeah, I still can't find like 3 artifacts. I don't know where they are. I've got to find them someday. I played a couple multiplayer runs with a TVGP alumnus, friend of the show, the Hannah. Mm-hmm. I forgot that it's cross-buy and cross-save between the Vita and PS4.
Hold on. You Vita Vikinged with the Vita Viking?
We actually PS4-inged with the Vita Viking. That worked really well. It was no problem creating a lobby and inviting him and picking our characters and getting all set up. The frame rate, there's a frame rate counter as soon as you go in multiplayer. It was locked at 120 frames.
I have a frame rate counter on single player, and it always says 60.
Weird. Well, it's multiplayer, so you divide that in half.
Honestly, yeah, it's probably just because I have mine locked down. Like, I've got VSync turned on and everything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think VSync is an option on the console version. I don't remember. That was a blast. We didn't have any successful runs, but it was really interesting changing your methodology of playing that game, where it's like, all right, when an item drops, only one drops. So you have to choose which character gets it.
No.
Well, it was really interesting because we were working together so well. It was sort of like, all right, I'm leaning more towards this build, so I need items that are sort of defensive or, healing on hit, healing on kill, that sort of thing. He's moving over towards this build, which requires some more stuff along those lines. That was pretty fun, trying to change up your strategy instead of like, I'm just going to scoop up every single one of these. Sort of like, all right, I need these, let's figure that out. There was one checkbox that we did experiment called force item sharing, and of course there's no tooltip. We turned it on once thinking, well, it'll drop 2 items, so both of us can pick one up. That's not what it did. If I have 3 items and the Hannah had 4 items,
you get the next
Hannah
one.
couldn't pick one up. I could only pick it up so that we would be even in items. That's not as fun. I didn't like that one.
I mean, that would make sense if you're playing with like a random person that you can't talk with it too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they scooped up.
You actually get some items.
Yeah, it's like they scooped up 12 items on the first level and you have 0. It's like, this is super fun. And to wrap out the week, I tried some characters I've never tried before, some of the later unlocks. I tried the miner. His thing is...
I almost made a very unfortunate joke then.
Miner.
I figured.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, which kind of miner?
Yeah, he's very short range. He has 2 axes that don't extend beyond his character sprite, but he has a lot of mobility options. One of his options jumps him up in the air and he shoots this giant blast underneath him. He has like a 2-second charge that he charges through a line of enemies. He can do a dash back to get out of the way. So there's a lot of movement you can have, even though your offensive capabilities are like 3 pixels wide. And then I played with Chef, who is, I think, the last unlockable character. I don't know how to play as that character. It feels a lot like when you first unlock Acrid, where you're like, this is cool. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Chef dashes through enemies to coat them with oil, and then has another move to flambe them and throw boomeranging knives.
Okay.
And it's really weird. I feel like you could get a really powerful run going with him with like a specific build. I don't know what that would be.
The character designs like that I adore, because it's just like, at this point you are literally throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, which is appropriate considering he works in a kitchen.
Yeah.
It's literally like, let's challenge ourselves. We've got this acid lizard. We've got the riot police. We've got the commando. We've got the bow and arrow lady. What about Chef?
Who else will be working on this ship?
Work?
Yeah, it feels very much like Binding of Isaac's Forsaken character, where it's like, oh, so now I'm throwing bones and I'm controlling 2 characters. Like, this is very much not a starter character, but I kind of see what I'm doing, but I'm still a little confused.
What you're talking about, because I don't have access to that.
Yeah, have fun with that one. Question mark? Yeah. But yeah, I had a pretty good week in Risk of Rain. I feel like I got a lot done with not a lot of runs.
Honestly, it sounds like we all did. Like,
yeah.
Even just chilling out and having fun, like Monkey said, like playing randomly just for a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
It was a lot less frustrating for me this week. I could say that much for free. I can't believe it's a lying game.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing about Risk of Rain is, like, now that you're unlocking stuff, once you get to a certain point, you'll have enough strong unlocks that you can start playing on normal, because no matter what the rarity, every item can drop starting from... Yeah, like they can even start from the first level, so you can get a super strong pickup, like one of the rarest pickups.
Give me that explosive cannon in the very first chest, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that thing is super strong. Yeah, I just really like Risk of Rain, and I'm very happy, Moon, that similar to Hollow Knight, I'm very happy that Risk of Rain is finally clicking with you.
Clicking. Dead by Daylight did the same thing. I played that for like a year and didn't put it down for 9 months, and now all of a sudden it's like everything's obsessive.
It's all about second chances.
I need to stop cycling, apparently, because I've been cycling a lot, and it's just like now I'm getting into these things I didn't like.
Yeah. All right. Any final notes about Risk of Rain for this week?
The game lies. Don't trust it.
Yeah. That's right.
but it's really fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. All right, that's our episode this week. We'll see you all next run.
Bye.
Bye.